Alright, first and foremost, I want to thank you all for coming to our book release party. It means the world to Michael and I that you all have the information you needed to be here. We spent countless hours, sleepless nights, and early mornings trying to develop a book that encompassed every principle to help mold and ultimately manifest life change. And in the process of writing this book, I was introduced to another version of myself, a more resilient, focused, and intentional version. You ever notice that when you start to get intentional, how things start to happen, right? And you got intentional about your health, you started working out, eating right, absolute commitment. And you did this for 6 months or a year. And now you can physically see progress that you've never seen before. How do you feel? Like a beast, right? Unstoppable. Why? Because you fought for it. You didn't hope things happen, you made things happen. You gave it one more. You were committed to change. And that's how this book was developed. By giving one more try. By doing one more read through. By writing. And in life, when you try a little harder, you go a little longer, and you do more than what you said you would, you produce more value to yourself and to the marketplace. We all want wants, right? We all have wants. You want $1 million, fancy sports car, vacation home. We all have wants. But we don't get what we want. We get what we're willing to fight for. What are you willing to sacrifice for? To give up your time and your sleep for? And are you willing to pay that price? Because see, success demands daily habits and rituals. You want a fit body, but you're not willing to sacrifice an hour of sleep for a workout. You want $1 million, but you're not willing to cut Netflix or Disney Plus to invest in your future. The funny thing is when you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. So I want to ask you guys, what's a must for you? Because I know it's possible. You've all heard my story, make it happen. I was raised in obscurity. I never met my biological father. I was bitten all over my body as a baby. I was sexually assaulted. My mother was beaten regularly, so was I. She died when I was 8. I was homeless with a newborn baby, dropped out of high school, sold drugs, joined gangs, and last year my uncle committed suicide. The only father figure I really had. And see, those are all excuses as to why I wasn't reaching my true potential. But I got tired of falling short on my promises. I got tired of feeling unwanted and unappreciated. We can all have excuses as to why we aren't achieving our true aims in life, or we can start making adjustments and doing the work required to dig ourselves out of the holes that we put ourselves in. You see, that pain I went through as a kid, as a teen, as a young adult, I didn't know how to process. I didn't know how to deal with. And because of that, my life suffered for years. Because I hadn't learned new ways of thinking. I hadn't learned emotional intelligence. I hadn't changed my philosophy because I didn't know what was important. But that all changed in 2017 when I took a couple steps back and I said, hey, I'm not going where I envision my life. My blueprint's not matching my outcomes. And in turn, I was feeling pain and depression. I'd gotten off the rails and more than just a little bit. I was in some deep ruts. And after you dig a rut, you don't need your hands on the wheel anymore. It's deep enough that it will guide you automatically. I know you know what I'm talking about. You wake up tired, repeating the same day, thinking the same thoughts, going the same direction. That rut's got a hold of you. How many of you have fallen off the bandwagon a few times this year? We all have. The true measure of your potential is if you get back up and you keep fighting. You see, some fall on the side that, hey, I made it this far, I can hang my hat here. But then there's others who decide that no matter what comes against them, that they're going to see their mission completed. That whatever obstacle comes up, they turn it into an opportunity. What's your mission? What are the contributions you want to make? The lives you want to change? The people you get to impact? And the memories that you get to make? See, when you start to get a clear picture on who it is you want to be and what you want your life's work to be, then and only then can you start stepping in this direction. Mike and I tried to write this book so many times in so many ways. And each misstep wasn't a failure, it was a lesson. Because each one of those times is to the next version. You see, we're never going to get it all right in life. And that's okay. Because those errors teach us to be better, wiser, and stronger. What would you accomplish if you didn't have a fear of failure? If you didn't have a fear of outside opinions? I bet you wouldn't be working at that job you don't want to work at, driving that car you don't want to drive, or living in that house you don't want to live in. No. You'd be going for your deepest desires and dreams. You'd be laser focused on why you're here and where you're going. I'm telling you to start living that life now, because ultimately in this life, you're going to get what you fight for. You want your goals and dreams? You've got to fight for them. You want a beautiful marriage? You've got to fight for it. There's going to be so much opposition from every direction. Distractions are one that you have to fight to stay focused and committed. And we wanted this. We fought for it. Many times I thought, dude, it's not possible. Let's just stop while we're ahead. But life saw to it that we pushed through, that we gave it one more try. Those dreams that are locked up inside you were possible. I know it because I watched mine start to manifest in my own life. And I'm no different than you. I overthink sometimes. I still have stressful days. I just don't stay there. I keep going. relentless. You see, you may be smarter than me, you may have more money than me, you may look better than me, but you won't outwork me. My family's always been a modest means, regular blue-collar, middle-class Americans. And I want to be clear here, there's nothing wrong with that. I just always wanted more for my family. I decided that I was going to be the one to change my family forever. Because you see, if you look at anybody who's made it, who's happy, who's wealthy, who's successful, and you look back in their family history, there's a time when they weren't happy, when they weren't wealthy, and when they weren't successful. They were barely getting by. The world had its foot on them. And it wasn't until there was an individual who decided, hey, I'm not living like that anymore. That I refuse to live in their existence. That this isn't enough for me and my family. That their family changed forever. And in your families, you could be those individuals. You could be the one who changes how your family thinks, talks, and lives. I know in my family, I am that individual. My kids aren't growing up like I grew up. They don't think like I thought. And they don't do what I did. Because I changed. Because I fought for it. I put in the time to study. I took action on my goals. And I started to instill those principles into my kids since birth. And what a privilege each and every person in this room has. Because you have the potential to do that with your family. I decided to put all I got and all I do. I want to make those contributions. I want to give. I want to impact. I want to see how far I can go. But most importantly, I want my kid and their kid to know that they can change their stars like I changed mine. This book can unequivocally help you become who you are. I want to ask you guys, why not go see all you can see? Why not take those trips? Why not read those books? Why not ask those people out? Because you see, at some point in this life, we are all going to have our last breaths, have our last hugs, say our last I love yous, or see you tomorrow. At some point, we're all going to share our last embraces. What if that phone call you got from your spouse this morning was the last phone call you ever got from you? Chances are you wouldn't take a single second of that conversation. It's too precious. And what if that hug you got from your child this morning was the last hug you ever got from them? Would you hold them a little bit longer, embrace them a little bit harder? I know you would. And you've got to start treating those moments for what they are. The greatest, most precious moments. You're not going to get to the end of your life thinking about all the cars, clothes, jewelry, and homes that you had. You'll be thinking about the people you love and care for, those relationships, and all those things we take for granted in the moment that turn out to be the fabric of our bliss and happiness. How do you want your life to be? That you didn't make any waves? That you never had the contributions, the intentions, the passions, the relationships? Or do you want your life to be that you decided to chase your dreams, to go the extra step, that you made the effort? Your influence over others is far greater when you believe in what you're doing and it's coming from a place of genuine intent. Start holding the promises you make to yourself. Stop giving up. Stop saying that it's not for me, that it's not possible, and start to chase that man or woman you see yourself as. Start to set a different standard for your life. Quit settling for barely getting by. No, it's not easy. It's a fight. It's not easy being committed to your health, working out, eating the right foods. It's a fight. You're going to have loved ones that die, relationships that end, setbacks in business. It's a fight. But on the other side of those trials and tribulations is the best version of you. You got to find your something and start chasing it, whatever it is. You could be an artist, start chasing it. You could be a dancer, an engineer, a scientist. I digress. The point is that we all have one thing that we are gifted and passionate about. That is your chase, and you need to be chasing it yesterday. Our time here is limited. Stop spending it not being who you want to be for yourselves and for your families. If there's one thing I do know, it's that all of you in this room are those ones, or you wouldn't be here right now. See, just like when you plant a garden in the spring, if you don't go out and intentionally pull the weeds from that garden, those weeds are going to come out and they're going to take the garden, right? And I'm trying to remind everybody here that you've got a mental garden. And if you don't pull those weeds, the distractions, the excuses, and start to get clear on where you want to go and who you want to be, those weeds are going to take your mental garden. And they'll bury your dreams. But I'm asking you not to bury them. Instead, I want you to plant them, brush them off, care for them, think about them, and take action to get them. And I promise you'll achieve everything you set out to attain. I hope this book helps you, and I hope you recommend it.